hey, 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 man. Oh, we get to talk about fighting. We get to talk about fighting. Some of y'all in a fight right now. Y'all just got through fighting. You went to sleep mad because you was fighting. Hey, man. The objective of this episode, man, is to help the family understand that emotional control during conflict is not about suppressing anger or avoiding hard conversations. It is about managing anger, preventing escalation, and choosing restraint so that conflict does not destroy self-respect, relationships, or long-term outcomes. Let's work. Hey. New day, new day. Talk to him, Dirt Gang. It's a new, hey. Talk to him, Dirt Gang. New day, new day. It's a new, hey. Man. New day, new day. Talk to him, Dirt. It's a new, talk to him, Dirt Gang. Man. New day, new day. It's a new, amen, say amen. Man, salute to the family, man. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to tune in. This is an official welcome for the first time to some. Welcome back to most, to the Black Coffee Club, the most intentional morning circle on the planet. If you conquer your mornings, you conquer your day. If you seize your mornings, you seize your day. Salute to the family. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to tune in. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate it. This is the Black Coffee Club, hosted by yours truly, Junior the Truth. I'm indeed your host, man. You can follow me everywhere via social media. I could be found with the handle Junior the Truth, JuniorTheTruth. And that's over all the social media platforms, man. Each and every one. You feel me? Each and every one. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. But if you really, truly looking for me, like if you really, truly looking for me, the boy said, somebody said that you was looking for me. Here I go. You can come over to the hub, www.JuniorTheTruth.com. That's all things Junior the Truth, man. Everything you need with regard to me and getting further into the ecosystem, man, you can pull up on me, www.JuniorTheTruth.com. That's www.JuniorTheTruth.com, man. Salute to the family. Thank y'all so much. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate y'all. Once again, one time for the most intentional morning circle on the planet, man. Yeah. I had this long, drawn-out soliloquy that I wanted to go through, man, talking about today and season today, but we'll do that another day. You feel me? Because I want to get to it like lighter fluid, because I know I ain't got it long, so I got to be strong. Top of the day to you. Grab your coffee. Grab your morning beverage, man. Mine is a coffee, of course. Today we need to have a conversation about conflict, because everybody talks about communication. Have you noticed that? Everybody talks about communication when things are calm. Everybody talks about respect when everybody agrees. Like everybody talks about being emotionally intelligent or emotional intelligence when nobody is pushing their buttons. Nobody. But conflict, when we talk about conflict, conflict tells the truth. And I got a guilty confession. Let me put my face on the screen when I give you this. I got a guilty confession. My guilty confession is, out of all my trainings and all of the concepts that I train on and information that I present and so on and so forth, my favorite areas to be a practitioner in, conflict resolution is actually one of them. It's actually my favorite. It's actually one of my favorite. I'll say it's in my top 3. Conflict resolution is one of my favorite things as a practitioner, man. Yeah, as a self-mastery provocateur, man, as a modern day stoic philosopher, as a I don't a practitioner of stoicism. You feel me? As a practitioner in modern manhood. You feel me? It's just manhood. Conflict is one of my favorite areas, man. It's crazy as hell. Yeah. So everybody talks about emotional intelligence when nobody is pushing their buttons, right? But conflict tells the truth. Conflict reveals whether your standards still apply when you're angry. You feel me? Do your standards still apply when you mad? You feel me? Do your standards still apply when you mad and you wanna argue? Yeah, you wanna argue. Salute to the Dirt Gang boss, man, dropping the in the chat, man. Salute to you, family. Thank you so much. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. If I had a million tongues, I couldn't tell it all, man. Salute the 4 ounce sniper, man, dropping them diamonds and pearls in the chat, man. Salute to you. Thank you so much, man, for blessing the content, man, blessing the live stream. Salute to the family. Yeah. Do your standards still apply when you're angry, or do they? Or you, I was mad, so it don't count. I was mad. Thrive and glow with Joe. What's up with you? Hey man, I was mad. Conflict tells the truth. Um, it'll tell, man. Once again, do your standards still apply when you're angry? It'll tell whether your discipline still exists when you feel disrespected. Whether your self-control survives when somebody says exactly the wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. You feel me? I got an early verdict. My verdict for today, man, is conflict does not reveal whether you have emotions. It reveals whether your emotions have control over you or not. Yeah. Conflict does not reveal whether you have emotions. You have emotions. You welcome. You feel me? You don't even have to. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, you have emotions. You're welcome. Conflict does not reveal that. Conflict reveals whether your emotions have control over you or not. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Are your emotions in control? Do they have the will? Because anger is not automatically the problem. Anger is not automatically the problem. Anger is real. Sometimes anger is appropriate. Did I say that? Anger is appropriate. I know y'all think that I'm that sound crazy based on some of the things that I say. Anger is appropriate. What are you talking about? Nah, some shit is going to, in some instances, some shit just makes anger appropriate. Sometimes anger is appropriate. Sometimes something is unfair. Sometimes you ain't tripping. Every now and again, you've been disrespected. You feel me? Like a motherfucker done disrespected you. It ain't no what I think, what I thought, am I tripping? Nah, you ain't tripping. You've been disrespected. Sometimes, every now and again, somebody has crossed the line. They've gone too far. You feel me? Sometimes you're hurt. Like sometimes, and a lot of y'all, if you anything like me, like I'm sensitive, so my feelings get hurt, and my feelings get hurt easily. I ain't even finna sit here and hold you. I'm very thoughtful. I'm very intentional. My feelings get hurt. Salute, Jelly Bean. I see you. 4 ounce snipe. What's up with you, homie? Salute the Big Dez Kunkin Dog, my BCU family in the building. Salute the Dirt Gang Boss. My fault, Dirt Gang Boss in the building. What's going on? Big Dez Kunkin Dog first in the chat. You know that's where he at. Salute to you. Tiffy 2 in the building. What's happening in? Salute to Tiffy 2. Nah, sometimes somebody didn't cross the line, man. Sometimes your feelings get hurt, right? Sometimes you're disappointed. But anger is a signal. It is not a steering wheel. You feel me? It is not a chauffeur. Anger is not an Uber driver, cuz. Anger is not an Uber driver, cuz. Yeah. The question really truly is not am I angry? The question is, what does anger get permission to make me do? Because you got to give, do you realize that in order to enter into an action based on your anger, you have to give anger permission? You feel me? I know that sounds crazy and twisted, but you got to really think about it and dissect it. You got to give anger permission to operate in your life. You know, when motherfucker think about a motherfucker that's lost their mind, just start tearing up shit, picking up shit, throwing it. You have to give anger permission to operate in your life. So the question is not, am I angry? The question is, what does anger get permission to make me do? And that's where self-mastery enters into the conversation. I should do some harps. I should do do I got some harps? I don't got no harps nowhere. You feel me? But that is where self-mastery enters into the conversation. When you say, oh man, oh, here we go. There we go. That's where self-mastery enters into the conversation. So, am I angry? That's not the question. The question is not where I'm angry. What does anger get permission to make me do? And that's where self-mastery enters into the conversation. You see what I just did there? You can be angry without becoming destructive. That's a news flash. Did y'all get that? Did y'all get that? Y'all might want to write that down. You can be angry without becoming destructive. Yeah, that's my new shit. Get mad, baby, but don't be destructive. You can become angry without being destructive. You feel me? Yeah. You can be disappointed without becoming disrespectful. Did you know that? You can literally be disappointed without becoming disrespectful. Yeah, you can set a boundary without becoming hostile. Yeah. Listen, watch this. Shout out to the Black Coffee Club. And shout out to I think this might be my new favorite coffee cup. You feel me? You can disagree without surrendering your standards. Once again, write this down. Do whatever you need to. File it. You can disagree without surrendering your standards. Let's work.
One, two, I've hustled harder than most. I'm a beast on these streets, got a revolver I tote. For these niggas trying to take me off the block where I post. Up daily, sip Baileys out the bottle and smoke.
Man, salute to my sister, Thrive and Glow with Joe, dropping some more jewels in this situation. Hey, man, that sounds better. That's better. Salute to Thrive and Glow with Joe for dropping some jewels in the chat. Salute to you, sis. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you, man. I am stupid. All right, man. Y'all ready to get to work? Let's get to work, man. Let's start with anger. Anger usually begins with your mouth. Huh? Anger usually begins with your mouth. It begins with your body. Your jaws get tight. Your face gets hot. Your shoulders rise. Your heartbeat speeds up. Your breathing changes. You start interrupting. You feel that urge to prove your point. And that's the moment. Like, that's the warning. Because once you recognize that your body is escalating, you have an opportunity to lead yourself before the emotion becomes behavior. What I'm talking about is how to manage your anger. You got to catch that shit before it catches you. Pay attention to your body. Yeah. Pay attention to your body. You have the opportunity to lead yourself before the emotion becomes a behavior. Here's something I want you to remember. I need you to remember that the moment you feel the heat rise is not the moment to speak faster. It's the moment to slow down. When you start feeling that heat rise, that's the moment that you need to slow down. It's not the time to speak faster. I know that's hard because anger creates a sense of urgency in us, right? Anger creates a sense of urgency. It makes you believe, I need to say this right now. I need to correct this right now. You feel me? I need them to understand me right now. What I've learned, man, in my years of living, in my years of conflict, because I feel like at times that's what my life has been, one big long ass conflict. You feel me? Usually when I do conflict resolution, I start with the pure definition of conflict. Do y'all know the definition of conflict in the chat? Family, replay gang. You can put it in the comment section. Podcast family, put it in the comment section. Y'all be sure to hit the like and shit while y'all down there. What is the definition of conflict? What is your definition of conflict? I don't want to slow the show down because I'm trying to move at a brisk pace, but I need to be sure that we operate that we're preaching from the same gospel. What is the definition of conflict? Do you have a definition of conflict? Nobody's typing in the chat because nobody wants to be wrong, but you're not going to be wrong. What's your definition of conflict? This is where I normally stop, take a sip of my coffee out of my wonderful Black Coffee Club mug. It's wonderful. Nobody's chatting. Nobody's talking. Nobody's typing. All of y'all feel put on the spot. Even a replay game, y'all not typing because you feel put on the spot. Y'all scared. You scared. Stop acting like you scared. Big Dad says unnecessary argument. Thrive and Glow with Joe says conflict means a serious disagreement, fight, or clash between people, groups, or opposing forces whose needs, ideas, or goals do not match. It can be a physical fight, a war, or argument. Shout out to Google. Thrive and Joe, I bet your resourceful ass went and looked up that definition. It was too perfectly scripted with no misprints, mistypes, or nothing. Your ass went and copied and pasted on me. Conflict, remember, go back to elementary school, or for us, I think it was 7th grade. It's a struggle between two opposing forces. Des, I disagree with you only because some conflicts are necessary. So you said it's an unnecessary argument. Some conflicts are very much indeed necessary. It is a struggle between two opposing forces. That's it. It's all conflict is. It's a struggle between two opposing forces. Thrive and Glow with Joe gave me the number 1. I thought you gave me the middle finger. I was about to laugh my ass off. Yeah. It's a struggle between two opposing forces. That's it. So now we got that. All right. So the need to feel the need that you feel to be, or the feeling that you have of the need to be heard, or you need them to understand, or so on and so forth right now in this moment, maybe not. Sometimes the most dangerous sentence you'll ever speak is the one that you believe needed to be said immediately. You feel me? Have you ever said something out your mouth in a moment of anger and realize you need to take that back? Dirt Game Boss said that shit means since we can't get along, let's get it on. Yeah, you gotta be some of the most dangerous, sometimes the most dangerous sentence you ever speak is the one you believed had to be said immediately. And here's another distinction. Anger is real, but anger is not always accurate. You feel me? Anger is real, but anger is not always accurate. Have you ever been mad and then realized you was mad for no fucking reason at all? Like, that shit was just stupid. You can feel disrespected and still be wrong about someone's intention. You feel me? Because a lot of times for me, and I'm big on respect, right? So I'll have these situations where I feel disrespected like a motherfucker, and that causes me to be on 10 because everything I do in my life, I feel like I try to lead with respect, right? And so I'll feel disrespected, And I'm on 10 when I feel disrespected. And my anger is my anger because my anger is attached to disrespect. But the fact of the matter does not change that the person's intention was not to be disrespectful toward me. You feel me? And that's, that's romantic relationships 101. You feel me? That woman can do something that you feel totally disrespected by, and it wasn't her intention to be disrespectful. A lot of that shit is a misunderstanding. You can feel rejected and still misunderstand what actually happened. You understand what I'm saying? You can feel threatened when the person was actually just offering criticism. And that's why we don't confuse intensity with clarity. You have intensity and then you have clarity, and they're not the same. Strong emotion does not automatically mean that your interpretation was correct. You feel me? Having a strong ass emotion doesn't automatically equate to your interpretation of a situation being correct. So you got to ask yourself, what is this anger trying to protect? You feel me? Because like I told you, anger is a secondary emotion. If you think about if you break a bone, what happens? You feel me? There's swelling. What's the swelling there to do? The swelling is to protect. It's protecting something. So there's something. So the swelling is the actual anger, but there's something wrong. There's something at the root of that anger. What is anger trying to protect? Is it hurt? Is it embarrassment, fear, disappointment, insecurity, powerlessness? That's a hell of a word. Powerlessness. Sometimes anger is simply the armor around another emotion that we don't want to admit that we're feeling. You feel me? You don't want to admit that you're feeling embarrassed, so you get mad. You don't want to admit that your feelings are hurt, so you get mad. You don't want to admit that you feel insecure, so you get mad. Yeah. Anger is a secondary emotion. And once you understand that, you stop fighting everybody else long enough to understand yourself, period. I think that might have been a bar. When you understand that anger is a secondary emotion, then you put yourself in a position to stop fighting everybody else long enough to understand your dog ass self, because that's what you got to do. Like, you really got to, in all these things, you got to really truly understand yourself, because what's at the core of what we do? Self-mastery is at the core of what we do. It's at the core of what we do. The whole reason I come in here in the morning and present to you all in the morning is to get you to look at yourself first. We got to start with us. Before we can start the day, let's start with us. Let's keep it rolling, man, because I'm about to be over again. Yeah. We got to avoid this escalation, man. Stop donating your control to chaos. You feel me? Let's talk about escalation. Let's talk about escalation. This is where disagreements turn into destruction. You feel me? That's just flat out. This is where the disagreements turn into destruction. The original issue will disappear like a motherfucker. You feel me? The original minuscule little small issue will disappear. And now you fighting a whole different fight. Now you're yelling, you're interrupting each other, you dragging up shit from a year ago, you making accusations, you're trying to win, right? You're trying to hurt. You're trying, and not hurt the other person. You're trying to dominate. And that's the shift. Escalation begins when resolution stops being the goal and domination becomes the goal. See, for me, and this is my 48 years, you feel me? And this is all the game in the world that I got to give you with regard to conflict. Because like I said, there's sometimes conflict is absolutely necessary, right? But the whole purpose of entering into conflict is to reach a resolution. I'm very selective with the conflicts that I enter into now, because I'm all about keeping my peace, right? And so for me, entering into a conflict means I'm trying to reach a resolution. That's the whole purpose. If I've determined and predetermined that this conflict is not going to reach a resolution, then I'm not going to waste my time. I don't need to be heard. I don't need to feel dominant. I don't need to fight. Like, I don't need to make sure my shit's still quick. I don't need any of that, because the purpose of conflict is to reach a resolution. So a conflict escalates when resolution stops being the goal and domination becomes the goal. So we're not trying to reach a resolution no more. I'm trying to dominate. Yeah. Now you trying to dominate. Yeah, you're trying to intimidate. Domination becomes the goal, and that's when the shit gets escalated. And that's when conflict becomes dangerous. Joe said, oh, yes. She said, that was Big Joe in her 20s. I was going to hurt you with my words if you pissed me off. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. And at the core, you know, for me, when I've been in those spaces in my life, at the core, because that was Big Cal. Oddly enough, that's what people call me. They call me Big Cal. Oh, I know what they call you. They call you Big Cal. They call me Big Cal, right? That's Big Cal. Like yeah, I hurt you with my words. And then physically, if it come down to it, because I ain't never really gave a fuck about it getting out of hand. Shit. What that lady, what Vera say? We can all be some fighting motherfuckers in here this evening. Like, that's me. And it's still me if I'm gonna be honest. If we can tell the truth about anything today, about anything, we can tell the truth about that. I still don't give a fuck about it getting out of hand. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I done gave in, took ass whooping, so it is what it is. You feel me? But at the end of the day, that was me as a youngin', but I was dealing with other shit. So at the core, man, Big Cal was tripping, because Big Cal was tripping. Yeah. That's when conflict becomes dangerous. Because now I'm not trying to understand you. You feel me? When it gets to that point and it escalates, Big Dez, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We don't disagree. We don't see eye to eye. All right, motherfucker. Now we can fight. You feel me? And I done been in, and that applies across the board. Like, that's everywhere. I'm certified stupid. I done been in boardrooms before. With the president of the university in the boardroom, vice presidents, provosts, you feel me, deans. And I say, at the end of the day, now we can go outside and get to it. Like, I don't want to understand you no more. Like, I'm not trying to understand you no more. I'm not feeling you no more. I don't want to resolve this shit no more. Now I want to escalate it. That's when the shit becomes dangerous. I'm not trying to understand you. I'm trying to defeat you. I want to beat you. I want to beat on you. Literally or figuratively. And family, you cannot build healthy relationships like that. You feel me? Think about it. And I'm healthy relationships being romantic, healthy relationships being familial, healthy relationships being of the friendly variety. Co-workers, colleagues, neighbors. You can't build healthy relationships like that. One of the strongest things you can do in conflict is refuse to match the other person's chaos. You understand what I'm saying? Do you know how out of pocket people look when somebody's escalated and you sitting there chilling? Or think about when somebody's mad and they're being angry and they're trying to provoke you, and you laugh or you smile. And what do they do? What do they do? Every time somebody tries to provoke you and you just sit there calm and you smile or you laugh, they escalate even higher. You understand what I'm saying? One of the strongest things that you can do in conflict is refuse to match the other person's chaos. Joe said they get mad, and she gave me my coffee cup emoji. Salute to Joe. Yeah. If a person is yelling, they don't have to. I don't have to yell, and I'm talking about me personally. If a person's yelling at me, I don't have to yell. If they're sarcastic, I don't have to become sarcastic. If they're aggressive, I don't have to become aggressive. Yeah, a calm voice don't mean you agree. It means that you refuse to donate your control to chaos. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I donate my control to chaos, ain't nobody gonna stop me. Like, you in here yelling and stuff like that, that's cool. If I decide to get up out my chair, you feel me? If I get out my chair, ain't nobody in here gonna stop me. You feel me? I'm talking about me in boardrooms. Like, you can talk crazy and do all this shit you can play. You're playing. If I get out this chair, ain't nobody in here gonna do shit but watch. You feel me? Nah, I refuse to donate my control to chaos. Here's a line I want you to remember. You ready? Dez, Joe, Dirt Gang, and the other, what I say, is like 3 of y'all, and the other 6, 7 of y'all that's watching and not talking. Busy, y'all busy, y'all busy. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Some invitations just absolutely need to be declined. Salute to King Vonnie. They need to be declined. Yeah. Sometimes the mature response is, help me understand what you mean. Sometimes it's let's stay on this one issue. You feel me? Craig L, what's up with you, homie? Yeah. Sometimes it's, I want to address this, but I need 10 minutes before I can do it well. That's not weakness, man. That's discipline. But if there's an important difference between a pause and avoidance. You feel me? A pause says, I need time. I'm coming back. Avoidance says, I'm leaving and we're never discussing this again. We're never discussing this again. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. That's what that says. That's what that says. Salute to Joe. Dropping some more silver bouillon in the chat. Salute to the Dirt Gang boss. Dropping some more jewels in the chat. Salute to you, family. Thank you. And salute to the Dirt Gang boss again, man, doubling back with the gold bouillon. The jewel. Salute, family. I appreciate you. Yeah. AB, I see you in the building. Avoidance says I'm leaving and I'm never discussing this again. Those are not the same thing. A healthy timeout protects the conversation, Big Dez. Big Dez said pause first. Yeah, a healthy pause, man. A healthy timeout protects the conversation. It does not abandon it at all. And if a situation becomes threatening or abusive, then safety comes first before resolution. Distance first, conversation later. And that's if later is appropriate at all. Yeah. TV2 dropped a suitcase in the chat. I think that means I'm leaving. I think that means I'm leaving. I'm up through. Yeah. Distance first, conversation later. Yep. Avoid escalation though, man, at all costs. All right, man. Let's get to it so I can get out of here. Choosing restraint. Now we get to restraint. I think restraint is misunderstood. You understand what I'm saying? Joe said, get the fuck out if safety becomes a problem. That's a fact. I think restraint is misunderstood. People hear restraint and they think weakness, passivity, fear, silence. Nah. Restraint is power under command. You understand what I'm saying? Restraint is not having no power. You got to get that out your mind. It is having power and refusing to misuse it. Restraint. You could send the text, but you don't. You could say the insult, but you don't. You could expose something private, but you don't. You could threaten, but you don't. You could physically inflict harm, but you don't. And it's not because you're scared, but because your standards are stronger than the need for 10 seconds of emotional relief. Did you hear what I said? It's not because you're scared, but it's because your standards are stronger than the need for 10 seconds of emotional relief. That's self-leadership. You feel me? Restraint does not mean that you never say hard things. Sometimes restraint sounds like no. Sometimes restraint sounds like that was disrespectful. Sometimes restraint sounds like I'm willing to continue this conversation, but not while we're yelling. Sometimes restraint means getting up and leaving. You feel me? Yeah. But you leave with clarity, not chaos. The goal is assertiveness. Like the best way to resolve conflict is through assertiveness, not aggression. Clear, direct, respectful. Instead of, you never listen to me. You say, I felt dismissed when I was interrupted. I need us to finish one point before the other person responds. That's how communication works. That's different. You understand what I'm saying? You can tell the truth without trying to wound somebody. Yeah. And ultimately for me, here is a question that can save you from a great deal of regret, right? Big Dad says restraint is growth. Dirt Game Boss says restraint is God's way of saving a life. Salute to Felix Nunez. I see you in the building. Here's a question that can save you from a lot of regret. Will this move solve the problem, or is it only going to release pressure? Because some things feel amazing for 10 seconds. Feel amazing for 10 seconds, and then they cost you peace for 10 days, for 10 years. You feel me? Don't choose the sentence that creates the fastest emotional relief. Choose the response you'll still respect tomorrow. Keep coming back to that. Yeah. Felix says, do you inform somebody when they disrespect you, or do you just excuse yourself? I usually inform them. I usually inform them. Sometimes I'll get up and just leave. Like if I'm like really at the point of punching on something, then I'll get up and leave. You feel me? Salute to the Dirt Gang Boss. Dropping some more jewels on the chat, man. Salute, family. Sometimes I'll get up and leave, you know what I mean, to avoid if I'm literally at the point of punching on something. Choose the response you'll still respect tomorrow. All right. Let's finish, man, with something practical. I got to give you some news you can use because I got to go. Man, I'm at 39 minutes already. This shit's stupid. Before your next difficult conversation, right? Decide your standard before the emotion arrives. Period. Tharva Global Joe says, if I don't care anymore, I don't inform them. She just rolls out. King Vonnie said, you can't correct what you don't know. That's a fact. So if you're in a situation where you're actually trying to resolve a conflict and it's a conflict that needs to be resolved, I would inform them that it's disrespectful. And then if they double down on it, then it's they're making a conscientious decision to be disrespectful to you, and then you can act accordingly. You feel me? And you can realize that they're not trying to resolve the conflict. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to dominate you. And so when the resolution to the conflict is off the table, then you know that it's time for you to remove yourself. I know this shit sounds crazy, but it becomes natural the more you practice it. Yeah. Decide your standard before emotion arrives. I got my 5 rules, man, for myself, right? My 5 rules. No yelling, right? You can be firm without losing control. Like, I'm not yelling. No yelling. No personal attacks. Like, I stay on the issue. I address the behavior, not the person. No personal attacks. I address the issue, not somebody's entire character. No interrupting, man. I'm really big on interrupting. I think you got to listen. If you're interrupting me, you're not listening. If I'm interrupting you, I'm not listening. If you're not listening, then there's no resolution to the conflict. It's only a need to beat me. It's only a need to dominate me. Yeah. No interrupting. Listen long enough to understand what you're actually responding to. You feel me? And a lot of times people will interrupt you and they're not listening, so they have absolutely no idea what they're responding to. And that's bullshit. like that's that bullshit, in my opinion. People think I'm crazy too, man, because I literally be on that. You can't talk while I'm talking. So no interrupting. That's number 3. Another big one for me is no dragging old grievances into today's argument. We got to stay on the issue. You understand what I'm saying? If you had a problem with something I did 2 years ago, motherfucker, you should have addressed that 2 years ago. What does that have to do with today? Like that, like if I'm talking, and this is no disrespect, women got that shit bad. You feel me? When you talking to a woman and you talking to your woman, and then she say, well, you do this, and you like, motherfucker, we not talking. We talking about this. What about when you what the fuck is you talking about? We gotta literally stay on task. No old grievances. We can address that. Let's get to this. You gotta stay on the issue. Then the last thing is no emotional decisions. No permanent decisions while emotionally flooded. No permanent decisions while you're emotionally flooded. Yeah, I done that. No quitting the job. No ending the relationship. No sending the irreversible message. You feel me? No making the major financial choice. Not while you're flooded. Take the space. Return to the facts and identify what you're feeling. And ask yourself, what outcome am I trying to create? You understand what I'm saying? Not what do I make them what do I make them feel? How do I make them feel what I feel? You feel me? How do I make them feel what I feel? What outcome do I want? Because the strongest person is not always the sharpest, is not always the sharpest, the strongest response is not always the sharpest one. You feel me? The strongest response is not always the sharpest one. It's the one, the strongest response is the response that keeps your values intact. Yeah. So here's today's challenge. The next time conflict finds you, and it will, and now that we're talking about it, it's probably going to find you this week on some real shit. The next time conflict finds you, catch the anger early, lower the temperature, choose restraint, and remember your emotions are allowed in the conversation, but they are not allowed to run it. They're allowed in the conversation, but they're not allowed to run the conversation. Conflict will test your emotions, but restraint will prove that your emotions can show up without taking over. That's self-leadership. That's emotional discipline. That's self-mastery. And I'm JuniorTheTruth. This is the Black Coffee Club, man. Salute to you all. Thank y'all so much for taking time to tune in. Really, truly, genuinely appreciate you. This show is indeed brought to you by the Black Gentleman Grooming Company. We do have a line of all natural handcrafted grooming products specifically with you in mind. So be sure to come check us out, www.theblackgent.com. This is also brought to you by the Simple Truth Minute Manual System, the reason for the season. Be sure to go get your copy of the book and the planner, www.theminutemanual.com. They're both available in print and digital format, man. Salute to the family. I really, truly, genuinely appreciate you all. This is JuniorTheTruth signing off, giving you a daily reminder to view your life. King Vonnie, I appreciate your time, bro. I appreciate your time, family. Thank you. This is JuniorTheTruth signing off, giving you a daily reminder to view your life like a pair of dice until it looks like a paradise. I'm Ohio-born, player-made. If you don't know anything else about me at the end of the day, I got to keep pushing, baby.
We offer the best grooming products for you. Dress so natural and handcrafted too. We want to help be a swagger. Style, class, and luxury. We make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with black, yeah. Company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury, yeah. The black gentleman, black, yeah. Company, to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.